Boxing just it just relays something else on film. I mean, you see Rocky, you see Fighter, you see this movie, and for some reason, anybody could see like their life challenges in it. Why do you think that?
Well, I think they have all of those different struggles happen within it, and it's the choice of the writer to be authentic to someone's experience. And with the Billy Hope's character, like I've seen it often, like there's the traits of the fighter placing the importance of the decision-making process on their significant other. Yeah. Like the wife will be telling them, they let her pick, you pick.
Yeah.
And I do it. It simplifies things because it just makes them, let me do the work, let me do what I'm good at, put it there, you do that, and it just takes all the pressures away from everything else away. Like my grandfather had that traditional type of lifestyle where he would just give my grandmother the check. Because he had 9 kids, it left a lot of work for her to go take care of the kids and the bills and everything else, and she would just give him back money so he can go back to work. And it's just a lifestyle choice. Like, you know, he did that. And I've worked with fighters myself that you need to talk to the girl that he's dealing with at that moment, because if she's pulling him in this direction while you're talking to him, chances are you're not going to do it.
None of that's happened in your life, though. I don't see you putting in that decision-making and...
Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Nah. That's not, you know.
I will list a couple of rappers that have done it big on the screen. You got Will, LL, T.I., Ludacris, you know, Ice-T, Ice Cube. Where do you see yourself on the acting? I mean, like, where do you see yourself going with it on that level of it?
Well, I mean, I have a different approach, you know, because I didn't want to let me being bit by the acting bug affect my music career. So I went towards raising the finances so I can greenlight the film myself. So the first 19 pictures that I've been in were, outside of the very first one that I was in, were projects that I financed. Avi Lerner, my second film was, I did Get Rich or Die Trying, and then I did a film with Samuel Jackson, Jessica Biel, Brian Presley. Is about soldiers returning from war being affected. And that actual film was financed by Avi Lerner, and I kind of watched him because he was making the films on his own, how he wanted to do it, and I took Ran the Limit from Avi and started, you know, raised the money and went and did those pictures myself. And then from there, Mark Canton, we put together the Power television show and some different things. So I've had some success in film and television, and I look to do it from not just the actor's perspective, but executive.
Look, I'm not gonna pretend I know the pain you're going through, but I do know for you to get through it, you're gonna have to get back in that ring.
No, Mo doesn't want me to sign that.
No, Mo didn't want you to sign it then. Now she would want you to actually sign the contract.
Why you say that?
Billy, every time I seen you fight, you climbed in there alone. Every time you bled your blood. When you sat down on that stool and it felt like death and you thought you couldn't get up, but you got up, you did that. You need to get back to that. You want Layla to grow up the way you grew up? You want her in the streets? It's a 3-fight deal, Billy. Got to get back to doing what we do, man.
This character, Hope, like, he loses almost everything, you know, and you see a lot of athletes or actors go kind of through that struggle where they had it all and they lose it all. And I want to know from you, it's a 2-part question, like, what's the worst fear, like losing all the money via like a big actor, I mean a big athlete, or losing like your respect and like a Cosby or something like that? And how do you keep yourself from falling down those?
Yeah, when you know, it was a really easy question to answer until you said Cosby, because it's like at the end of his career, it's like there's not going to be new material that comes behind that makes people shift their focus to something else, or how great he was. And every time you look at it, you're going to see something that was going on in a time period. He wouldn't even be penalized the same way. And that time period is a different thing for going on. So it's just a different period. It's interesting, his career. But I think in general, if you look at how many like great CEOs in business have saw ups and downs at different points, it doesn't reflect reflect how great you are as how fast you can return.
Right.
To that position. And then when you're in a space where financially you're generating so much money that it's a 3-month time period before everything's back.
Yeah.
You really don't even, consider it that way. Like, and I say this I haven't touched, my lifestyle doesn't match the finances that were there the entire time. So it's like when you get tough situations show up just because of, I think it's not fair to say the persona, it's just the system itself.
Yeah.
And you gotta take that and roll with it. Like, just make decisions as you position yourself in different ways to protect yourself at different points. And I look at, a lot of the artists and athletes, they get in the lifestyle.
Yeah.
And it's so much that they spend at that point that they can't really control it. It's like, it's from the dream.
Yeah.
The dream of being in the league is the dream that only 3 players in each market actually live. And then there's 11 other guys on the bench. They got to medicate themselves in different ways. So, they need the sparkle effect. They need to see the bottles come.
Yeah. Well, people can learn a lot from watching how you doing it, brother. Appreciate it. Always.